to say Brakataya Hawa, Brakataya Shai, Brakataya Hawa, Brakataya Shai, Brakataya Hawa, Brakataya Shai. First and foremost, I want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, double honor to the apostles and elders who rule at our great millstone, and a blessed salutation to the Akiums in the four corners of the earth to pushing the gospel and sincerity and truth. Shalom. Right, this evening I want to touch on sorrow, right? Because we in the time, we in the beginning of our sorrow, right? Hearing about the wars and rumors of wars. We see nation sending threat towards nation, right? We see nation, putting heavy tax on other nation goods, which is the tariff war, which is the trade war, right? We see nation joining up, as allies against other nation, right? So we in the beginning of sorrow. It's only a soon all these things and they're gonna explode, right? They're gonna explode, and we got famine, we got economic collapse, right? We got mass death, people gonna be mourning, the whole heap of a whole heap of things gonna be happening at the same time, a whole heap of things gonna be happening. So we in the beginning of our sorrow, right? And this is what Yahweh Shai say, right? Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24. I start from verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciple came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And when shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Right? The sign of Yahweh Shai coming and the end of the world. Right? The end of who? The so-called white man rulership. Right? He said, And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. Right? Like these church pastors, they deceive many. These church pastors have a lot of blood in their hand, right? And these religious leaders going into Roman Catholic, Islam, they have a lot of blood in their hand, right? Because they didn't warn the people, they didn't prepare the people for the war, they didn't let the people repent, right? It's verse 6, And he shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that he be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we hear the wars and rumors of war, and it tense right now. It tense. That Donald Trump say he tell Russia get ready, right? Get ready, and his missile sharp, his missile smart, right? So he tell Trump, get ready. Salaki tell Russia get ready. So these is the wars and rumors of wars, right? We hearing these things, right? He said, For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. So we see nation rising up against nation right now. Iran and Israel at war right now, right? The chemical attack, there was false, right? There was a false flag, because Iran, the Israelis don't want Syria set up Salaki. Don't want Iran to set up no military base in Syria, But Iran and Russia and Syria, they're gonna destroy Israel. Israel most likely gonna flatten the land with them devil inside it, right? So this whole commotion coming. This chemical attack. It's a get what? It's a destroy the Syria president, to conquer the land. So once they conquer Syria, they could go ahead and conquer Iran, but they can't, because the Most High tell Russia be a guard unto them. So the Most High put Russia to guard Iran and Syria, and Libya and Ethiopia and Turkey also, right? So it's Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrow. All these are the beginning of sorrow. Right? So in the beginning of sorrow, he said, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. And this he meant the Lord, they're going to deliver some of us. They're going to put on some of us. Right? And shall kill you. Some of we are martyr for Yahushai. Some of the brothers going to be put to death. Right? He said, and he shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right? So this is the time that we coming into Jacob trouble, the time of sorrow. Right? This is the time that we coming into. Right? This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. He said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Right? Speaking about now, these times. Right? He said the beginning of sorrow and great mourning. Right? So Yahushua said all these things are the beginning of sorrow. So we in the beginning of sorrow. Right? We in the time. Right? He said the beginning of sorrow and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death. So we can see famine, we can see great death. Right? He said the beginning of wars, and we see in that the beginning of wars because they got missile. Is the Israelis, they sent, I think it's 8 missiles they shoot into it's Guto. Yeah, it's Guto. Right? 8 missiles they sent inside it, but the missile defense take down 5. I think it's 5 that destroy, but the 3 hit. Right? It's the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The powers is who the so-called leaders, the president, prime minister. He said the beginning of evils. Right? And what shall I do when these evils shall come? So this is the time that we in. We in the beginning of sorrow. Right? This is the time that we in. He said, behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as a scourge for amendment. Right? And still you Israelites out there seeing all these things and you looking to repent. You know, you can get caught with your pants down. Right? When the Most High let loose his spirit out there to destroy, you can get caught with your pants down. Right? Because the Most High sent this thing for amendment to check itself and turn back, repent. Right? He said, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness. Turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourge. Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon the earth. He said that they should think themselves to be in good case. So things gonna start selling cheap. So people say, yeah boy, yeah, everything good again. Right? And even then shall evil grow upon the earth, and even then shall evil grow upon the earth. Right? He says sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? So in the time, in the beginning of sorrow. He said, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape hunger shall the sword destroy. So the ones who, many gonna perish by famine, a lot of you gonna die by hunger. Right? And the ones who escape the hunger gonna be destroyed by the sword, the ICBM missile. Right? He said, and the dead shall be cast out as dungs, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be waste, and the city shall be cast down. So we in a time of sorrow, we the beginning of sorrow, and this will come in. Right? This is the time that come in. Right? This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. This is the race war. Right? And swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor prince, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So they're not going to regard the president or the prime minister, you know, because what is beginning of sorrow. These things will happen. He said, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right now Donald Trump sent a whole heap of troop on the border there. Right? So the so-called Mexican, they can't go over to the border. They can feel to go over to the border and can't go. Right? They can't go. When martial law in one city, you gonna want to go to the next city to check your family, but you can't go. Right? For because of their pride the city shall be troubled. He said, and right, he said, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the house shall and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. And this is the sorrow, this is the time of sorrow that we heading into. Right? This is the time of sorrow. Right? This is the time of sorrow. This is 2 Ezra chapter 14, verse 14. He said, let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burden of man, put off now the weak nature. Yo, just take your mind away from this society. This place finished. Don't try to build no life in this place. Don't try to try to work towards no dream in this place. This kingdom finished. This far society that you know about, it finished. It's just time for this bubble burst, right? He said, verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. Yeah, set aside them thoughts that they're not trying to build yourself in this society, right? He said, and haste thee to flee from these time, and haste to flee from these time, from the ways of this society, flee from the ordinances, right? He said, for yet greater evil than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Yeah, so things that we see now, greater evil than they're gonna happen after, right? For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, and so much the more shall evil increase upon them that dwell therein, right? So this will be time we are in the time of sorrow. So take heed, repent, be in a humble spirit, you understand? Because the time that coming in, we're gonna need Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So you gotta keep stacking up this into your spiritual account. Keep tapping up into your spiritual account. Examine yourself. Speaking for myself first. Because the time that we coming in is sorrow, great mourning, right? And with that, Tobas Lessons Edifying, I want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors the apostles and elders who rule well at Great Millstone, and a blessed sanitation to the Akiams in the four corners of the earth who pushing the gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom. Right? Let me just get this one precept. Right? Just come to my mind there. This is 2 Ezra's right? This is the ones who are gonna escape all these sorrows, right, and escape this destruction is the elect of the nation of Israel, the Most High elect, right, which is 144,000, the 1/3 men, women, and children. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby he have believed, and shall be preserved from the set perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Right? So this is the men who are gonna be saved, the 144,000, and the 1/3 men and children, which is the elect, the wife, the daughters, the sons, they're gonna be saved. They're gonna escape. The ones who Yahweh Hashem Yahushua select to be escape. Right? This is why we gotta give diligence. And with that, over the Lessons Edifying, I want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well at Great Millstone, and a blessed sanitation to the Akiams in the four corners of the earth to push in the gospel and sincerity and truth. Shalom.